Welcome to Thinking Outside the Soil with your host, Shani Alfalfaseed, where we get to talk story and touch on topics about hydroponics and the farmers who grow the crops and creatures we need to eat. Good morning, and happy Aloha Friday from Blooming Health Farms. And thank you for being with us on this beautiful morning. I'm out here with the girls at Site B getting ready for a really big day and a big event that we've got coming up this weekend in a couple days called Cakes and Eggs, a community pancaked breakfast. We are doing a fundraiser for our nonprofit, and first and foremost, I would like to give a huge thanks to Village Inn here in Greeley, Colorado. They donated a bunch of pancake batter and sausages for our event, and also to Weld Community Credit Union, who gave us some funds to help purchase quite a bit of our supplies and just really help us have a really nice extravaganza at the local park here in Greeley, Colorado. On August 13th from 9 to noon at Glenmere Park, we are having a pancakes and eggs breakfast where the local community and others get to come together, have some breakfast, and we're going to play games. It's going to be a bit like a carnival, and we'll have some games with eggs and some chicken events. So it's going to be really, really exciting. You know, this nonprofit was actually originally started with a vision to use my experience with aquaponics and the co-founder Ryan's experience with mental health to help at-risk youth. The goal was really to help ones like we used to be. And we originally started with his private clients. And we finally found a few kiddos that needed to do their community service for the court. And we had this tentative program to use our aquaponics setup to teach kids. Well, the success with a couple of kids and our first chickens quickly showed us how to really integrate all of our ideas and shift and pivot into a more impactful program. And right now we are piloting a program that I am calling our Egg to Table program that teaches an at-risk youth how to raise hens from hatching to laying and all that it takes to be an entrepreneur along the way. And they get to do all that it takes to start a chicken farm, essentially, and they're gonna have a chance to pursue a pre-apprenticeship and get an industry certification, which is pretty neat, right? But before I tell you all about that, I do have a small request from you, my listener out there. If you've enjoyed the show so far, please be so kind as to leave a review. Let others know why you have stuck around. You know, share things like your thoughts, your likes, your wishes. What do you want to hear? What do you want me to talk about? And don't forget to subscribe to the show so you know when the next one comes out. As any young entrepreneur may know, or inexperienced entrepreneur might be a better word, and farmers, we are entrepreneurs at the finest level. And you know when you start that you've got to pivot a lot of your ideas quite a bit along the way. One of those for ours, as I mentioned earlier, is our programming, and we plan to pilot our Egg to Table program here in 2024. I want to have robust programming and a thriving seed and feed business, which now our seed and feed generates revenue for the programming aspect of our business. I have been generating most of our revenue by selling farm products, which now is predominantly seed and feed for our chickens and other small animals. I've actually sold most of our New Country organic line that we resell to non-chicken farmers. So it's pretty funny. I've had a lot of goat farmers, I've had a lot of rabbit farmers, and I just got to meet some woolly pig farmers from some Idaho pasture pigs from woolly hog farms in southeast Wyoming, which was really, really cool. And they get to tell me and show me that these things that we're doing in agriculture, that we are doing differently, in sustainable agriculture and thinking about water in other ways is essential to moving forward. So I am so excited that these feathered friends that are surrounding me have shown me how to better be of service to my community, to be of service to our youth. But even though I am super excited, I recognize that it takes a lot of time away from what I am best at. Many people don't realize that I also work with adults. One of those guys that I've been working with recently has been in and out of prison, and since he met me a little over a year ago, he's actually become a volunteer and a fantastic chicken pimp. He continuously tells me that he shares my ideas with other farmers, and it really came after I shared how I grew my first sprouts in my Hawaiian dorm room closet so many years ago. I was struggling to figure out how to save money for myself and wanted to choose between booze and food, and so, well, I was young. So you can imagine what I picked, and if you've listened to any of the previous episodes, I do share a bit about my background of being an alcoholic. So I spent most of my money on something else, and in that weirdness, cleverness of trying to save money, I figured out how to grow my own sprouts in my closet in Hawaii. And it was then and there, while I was living, that I realized that these same sustainable farming practices that I was using, I could teach. I have transferred the skill of sprouting to so many different other individuals across the realms that I felt I needed to tell about the success that we have been having because of our feathered friends. And that transpired because of this individual who wanted to eat all of my chicken eggs one day, and I said, no, well, let's figure out a way to have an event and bring everybody together and tell them about all of the recent success that we are having. And we have figured out a way to feed our feathered friends. We have about 100 chickens here right now that we can feed out in 15 minutes or less during our normal day feeding chores. Now, of course, you've got to do some extra things on a regular basis, but as far as the daily duties, we are able to take care of them in no time over here, and that is amazing. But it's not just us that are taking care of these chickens so well. It's Ethan and Shay. Well, really mostly Ethan is taking care of these chickens every single day before he goes out to his regular day job. And since we have started a few months ago, our egg sales have improved. We are making more money each pay period, and it's fantastic to see Ethan and Shay and his family have an extra source of income from these better than organic eggs that we are able to produce. But what's even more fantastic is what we have done over here has transpired to something even more, and we are now doing a Pimp My Homestead program where we are transforming a homestead from whatever it is into a profitable, sustainable, organic chicken farm. And the way that we're doing that is by approaching it from a certified humane perspective. Now, I know what you're thinking when I say certified humane perspective or better than organic. Oh my goodness, Sean, there is going to be so much paperwork, but I assure you that is not entirely true. And that's a lot because we figured out a way to do things so efficiently. Now, if you can imagine how much work it may be to take care of, let's say 100 chickens like we are, and we do it so quickly, I'm pretty sure that's because that we figured out a really systematized way to take care of our chickens and turn this homestead from something that wasn't working into a profitable farm. And now we get to go approach and become certified humane here soon with this site. And we have others under our wing that are super excited to pimp their homestead. And it's a bit why I joked earlier when I said that I am teaching this gentleman that's working with me right now, this adult, former felon, ex-convict, that we are chicken pimping. We have been rebranding our business, and we are inviting you to join us to become part of this agricultural revolution where we are doing things differently. Though that's all I have for us today on this wonderful Friday. But if you want to know more about how hydroponic fodder is helping farmers save water, helping us improve our livestock quality, and allowing us to become better stewards in more ways than we could ever expect, head on over to thinkingoutsidethesoil.com and get yourself a copy of my book. We are doing a free shipping right now, but the really neat thing is there are several bonuses that you don't get if you go somewhere else. You can get the book on Amazon, but if you go to thinkingoutsidethesoil.com, you can get yourself a copy of my book. And as an aside too, I will personally sign your book if you get it online on thinkingoutsidethesoil.com. So go there, check it out, see what you can get, but follow the show as well so you don't miss out on becoming part of this next agricultural revolution. Thank you for being with us on today's show, and join us again on another episode of Thinking Outside the Soil. Take care and have a lovely day.